Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, April 21st, 2015. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. Here's a look at the ES front-month futures contract. To say that we've been sideways for a month or two here is still an understatement. This is February's range, March's range, are basically the high to low of those months is almost identical, except for the first day of February was a little lower. April so far, essentially identical to March, maybe a little inside of that even. 60 points of range for the ES for this long is boring, to say the least, and we're trapped between two static trend lines. So there's not much new to talk about from a broad market perspective, but let's just go through everything anyways. We gapped up today and held. It was a dead flat session for the most part. We got some nice trades off early, and the rest of the day was not eventful. The S&P gained 20, but I'll show you a lot of that was a gap. The NDX gained 65, obviously also a gap. SOX up 6, biotech's up 16. Google gained almost 12 points, nice bounce there. Apple gained 3, kind of forming a cup formation. The VIX was down 0.59, back near the lows of the year. Crude oil came down a bit finally, closing at 56.38, and gold was down 7. The trend back up to 1.2. Volume closed basically at 1.5 billion shares on the NASDAQ, which remains light. And we're not seeing the volume that we saw back in January and February, and when things were looking good to start the year. You can see how bad that looks overall, but it is what it is. All right, let's take a look at that front-month futures contract. Go to 5-minute bars so we can see the ES. And again, look at this. The gap up today, opening bar. Then about 4 candles in, we pushed higher. And then from there, I mean, that's where the VWAP ended up. And so 4 hours later, we're still sitting on the VWAP. Tried to come up a bit, couldn't take the highs, and then closed basically on the VWAP again. So we are still in the core 8 days of earnings. IBM reported after the bell. So we do have some reason for this. Obviously, it's earnings season. 3 days left. The most earnings come out Wednesday and Thursday, and then hopefully the market can start to get a direction and peg based on what all the guidance is, and we can get moving. But we shall see. There's no economic news coming out on Tuesday, so it is just a straightforward trading day. Obviously, we do not have anything like options expiration this week. I should point out that Monday was also the first day of a new options cycle, so sometimes that's a little slower anyway, so that might account for the action. So hopefully things pick up a little bit on Tuesday, even if they certainly aren't going to just jump back to anything exciting. On Wednesday, we've got minor data. Thursday is the continuing and initial jobless claims. That's the weekly numbers. Friday is durable good orders. This is about the lightest week you can find in terms of economic news that's coming out. But once we get past Thursday, we're past those core earnings, and then we end up going into next week where Thursday is the end of the month next week. Already done with April 2015. How time flies. Hope you're having a great trading week. We'll be in the lab as usual helping you out. Good luck. Thanks.